Did you just score a 15 on your first full-length LNAT practice test? Before you spiral into panic, stop and take a deep breath. This is not the disaster it feels like. Here is the direct answer. Scoring a 15 on your first attempt is entirely normal. Early practice tests are notoriously brutal, and a low initial score is a standard baseline, not your final potential. When students move from traditional A-level or IB exams to the LNAT, the initial shock is severe. Those exams reward recalling facts, while the LNAT tests rapid interpretation of dense, unfamiliar, convoluted texts. So why is that first score so low? The first reason is unfamiliarity with the format. Reading 12 complex passages and answering 42 nuanced questions in 95 minutes is an immense cognitive load. Your first attempt is often just an exercise in surviving the time limit rather than strategically analysing the options. That alone drags almost every beginner's score right down. The second reason is the density of the texts. Passages are drawn from philosophy, economics, ethics, and political science. An unfamiliar academic prose naturally slows your reading speed and comprehension. The third reason is the distractor answers. LNAT questions use highly plausible options that look correct at a glance, but hide fatal, subtle flaws that trap the untrained eye. A score of 15 means you are getting roughly 35% of the questions correct. So how do you climb to a competitive score in the high 20s? You rebuild your approach systematically. Step 1 is to analyse your errors. Do not just look at the score and move on. Review every single incorrect answer and work out exactly where you went wrong. Did you misread the question, fall for a distractor, or simply run out of time? Identifying the root cause of each error is the first genuine step toward fixing it. Step 2 is to increase your reading stamina. Begin reading challenging materials daily, like The Economist, The Financial Times, and long-form journalism, to acclimatise to dense academic prose. The goal is to raise your reading speed without sacrificing comprehension. Step 3 is to embrace high-volume digital practice under strict, timed exam conditions. Natural aptitude alone rarely reaches the high 20s. The reliable lever is high-volume practice, because physical books simply cannot replicate the cognitive strain of reading off a screen with a ticking clock. Now, set realistic expectations. The LNAT is built for extreme discrimination, so the global average typically sits in the low 20s out of 42. You absolutely do not need perfection. You do not need to score 40 out of 42 to secure a place at a top university. A score of 26 or 27 is highly competitive for almost every institution in the UK. And here is the reframe that makes it manageable. Moving from a 15 to a 26 is a jump of 11 points spread across 12 passages. That is barely one more correct answer per passage. Viewed through that lens, the task suddenly feels achievable. By taking dozens of digital tests, you build the stamina and strategic pacing needed to significantly boost your final score. One more tip. If your exam is soon, do not despair. Take a full-timed mock every 2 to 3 days and spend the days in between thoroughly reviewing your mistakes. LawMint provides 200 full-length LNAT practice tests, 100 at level 1 and 100 at level 2, each with detailed explanations for every single question. A 15 is a starting line, not a finish line. Try a free full-length LNAT practice test today at lawmint.uk, then unlock the full series of 200 tests with 8,400 multiple-choice questions. Subscribe to @LNAT Prep on YouTube for more.